So what is the strategy behind having all these SUVs? Where do these SUVs fit in Mahindra's portfolio? And of course, going forward, what are the different segments and the white spaces that Nal, you spoke about? So we have with us Nal, who is the CEO at Mahindra Auto. So Nal, where is Mahindra right now? You're in a sweet spot.
Yeah, firstly, Sirish, thank you for joining us and thank you for having me on your show. We are in a bit of a sweet spot, but the reality, the way I would put it is, we are continuing to innovate on our products. We are continuing to put products out there which are fresh and are exciting for customers. And our belief is, as long as we continue to do that, we'll be in a sweet spot with respect to customers. And the volumes are just an outcome of that.
Now you spoke about this white space. And you also spoke about being true to your heritage, having true SUVs. Now, this is your compact SUV. It'll be front wheel drive. How does this stay true to what Mahindra's brand DNA is all about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, firstly, the way to think about it, and by the way, if you look at the product, it doesn't look like a compact SUV. So what Velu and what Pratap have done is create a product which looks big and really dominant in terms of presence, yet it's a sub 4 meter to the extent to what you're saying. So there is design elements to it which can make it look much bigger than what it is to the extent. But reality is, for us, the way we think about it is the market is getting a lot more sophisticated. I'll start to talk about the 4.5 meter where we play quite strongly and take that analogy to come back. If you take the 4.5 meter, in the past, people used to look at it and say that there is a price band and that's a segment, there's a length and that's a segment. Our view from our experience is, even within the price point and the length segment, there are multiple products you can have overlapping with each other, yet have distinct customer segments which you can solve for, right? And that tells you a little bit of sophistication of the market. So you have the Scorpio N, you have the Thar Rocks, and you have the 700, all in shooting distance of each other in price point and very similar lengths to the extent, yet very distinct segments to the extent. We believe similar white space exists in the sub 4 meter and the 4.3 meter space to that extent.
So when this comes in 2 years' time, you'll have a 3XO, you will have this, they will be similar in terms of size, in terms of segment.
Possibly. But Sirish, the way to think about it is, sub 4, I already have multiple products, right? I have a Bolero Neo, which is a sub 4 meter. I have a 3XO, which is a sub 4 meter. I have a 3-door Thar, which is a sub 4 meter. Now all distinct to that extent. And our belief is there's more space to have cars which are full of character, right? Somebody who's looking at this character may not like a different car, and we're not trying to win a popularity contest. We're open to our cars turning off some segments of the population, yet other segments fall in love with. And that's how we want to serve the market.
Is there any learnings from the BE project, where the BE is electric only, but here you have multiple powertrain options, which is what the market wants, right? When you started work on the BEs, obviously that time there was all this thing about we are all going to go towards EVs and there's no looking back. Now we know that we need to have multiple options. So have those learnings gone into this?
Yeah, no, well, you answered part of the question, right? When the InGlow platform came out and the products we put out there, they were born electric to that extent. The two things we kind of took from there. One is we want to produce products which from the ground up are global products. So we don't want to make a product just for India and then after a period of time try to kind of make it work for global markets. So these products, when they come out, they'll be ground up compatible to be sold anywhere in the world from a crash rating or safety perspective. And the second piece is give the customer the choice. Same form factor, you want an ICE, you get an ICE, you want an EV, you get an EV. Yet they're both born electric and born ICE, which in the past was not something could be done to that extent. So that's the uniqueness about the product.
Yeah. In terms of the global strategy, where would this be positioned?
Yeah. So firstly, our global strategy will be focused on the existing products. That's our first phase. We're quite strong in South Africa, in Australia, and so that starts to play out. We have talked about our second phase being in UK with our BEVs going in there. So we believe these are markets where these products can play as well. The existing markets then start to go to UK and a few other markets which are EV first to that extent, and then eventually start to play out on some of the LHD markets as well.
Yeah, and of course, having this whole narrow focus on SUVs has paid dividends for the Mahindra brand. Everything over here is SUVs, everything that sell are SUVs, and they're all really selling well.
Yeah. So listen, I think in the past, people have always loved the SUV form factor. A couple of reasons people didn't want to buy it is high CG, you have a body roll, you have a bunch of other things, or you have fuel efficiency problem. When you start to put an EV, which kind of takes away a lot of that because the CG is much lower, you get much better body roll or what, and then you have efficiency which is much better than a nice car, you suddenly take out all those pieces and you still can get a SUV as well. So we are doubly committed to the SUV portfolio, and that's where we are.
Now with the Vision, not this, but with the Vision T, you're going away from the ladder frame underpinnings and heritage of the Thar to a monocoque and front wheel drive compared to rear wheel drive, all wheel drive. Is there a fear that you're going to lose your hardcore base?
Well, body on frame is our original love. It's our first love. We'll continue to have products in the body on frame. But we also believe there are customers who want a similar form factor, but not necessarily the same underpinning structure and suspension to that extent. So both will exist. We'll have products coming up in both. We'll continue to invest in both.
How are you going to differentiate your different products? So now you have the Vision S, which is on your right. You have the Vision X here. Both will be more or less in the same segment. Multiple products. Is there a fear of one cannibalizing the other, or a customer going into the showroom and looking at this, then looking at that, and what do I get? Is there like confusion that will be bred?
Yeah, so by the way, you could have asked the same question when the Rocks came out. Very similar price point to a Scorpio, and there was discussion whether a Scorpio will cannibalize or Rocks will cannibalize. The reality is customers walk in there with distinct needs and distinct preferences to that extent. So we believe the way the products have come out, they're quite distinct from each other. And yes, some could have some interaction, but largely these are players, these are products which will have distinct customer segments.
Final question, Nal. Now, once these products come 2 years down the line, what do you see the challenges 2 years in the future?
No, the challenges is keeping up with technology, keeping up with the latest competition coming in as well. From what we have seen, very significant competition coming from China. It may not come as in products, but in terms of innovation coming in. So we got to stay on top of the game in terms of benchmark products, benchmark features and everything like that. So that's really what we're focused on providing customer choice.
Changing legislation also is a challenge?
No, it's something we work very closely with the government. The government is very much invested in making sure the auto industry does well, because it's a huge GDP contributor to that extent. So we'll continue to partner with the government.
Thank you, Nal. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.